Yo, what is up everybody? Jumpin here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Quarian Marksman for Mass Effect 3 Retaliation. The weapon I'm going to actually recommend is going to be a Service Harrier. That's pretty obvious, but there's a lot of other good guns. I like the Talon as well. Any gun that works well with Marksman would work well on this. The Hurricane, a lot of different things, so you can just kind of go off of that. Alright, now for the build, I recommend Marksman. For Marksman, I recommend firing rate, 15% extra. Headshots. Now, headshots is dope because this works on bosses and everything else, and it can combine to be an insane amount of headshot damage on him. And finally, accuracy and fire rate. Now for tactical scan, I like the weapons damage. Helps you in, all your teammates out if you're shooting a boss or something. Headshots, this is 25% more headshots, including to bosses, so it combines with the Marksman for 50%. Damage, bumps this up to 25% damage, with the weapons damage is 32.5, it's pretty dope. Now Sabotage, I don't like Sabotage on this guy because I personally feel that it doesn't have much synergy. And I mean, just look at the recharge speed. If you try to use anything heavy like the Service Harrier, the recharge speed on that is just ridiculous. It's like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and you can't use your Marksman or tactical scan, so there you go. Alright, now for the Quarian Defender, I recommend weapons damage, headshots. This also combines with the Marksman and tactical scan to give you a massive amount of damage to bosses. And also, finally, weapons damage. He did get somewhat of a boost. It's 30% weapons damage because of his stupid glitch. And for fitness, I recommend all shields, but if you guys don't know by now, his fitness is not correct. It's supposed to be like 1,000 extra shields. They could probably bump that up by just giving him bigger bonuses. I don't know why they don't do that yet. Alright, now for the equipment, I'm using Armor Piercing 3, Assault Rifle Barrel Lamp 3, Stronghold Package 5 because of his shield problems, and finally Cyclonic Modulator 2. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. Alrighty guys, so this is going to be the gameplay, and it's going to be on Firebase Giant versus Reapers on Gold. Now the first thing I'm going to say about this guy is that I honestly really don't like him much, and I know I've been saying that for all these new Retaliation characters that have been coming out. Maybe I'm just so out of Mass Effect that I just don't like any of them, but in reality, I don't know. I just personally think that I don't like what they did with some of these people, and the Quarian Marksman is a great example. The problem I have with the Marksman is just that he doesn't really have much synergy with his powers, because Sabotage is dope, but it just has such a long recharge speed that, I mean, you're just not going to be able to use Marksman with Sabotage a lot, and that's a shame. I mean, I was thinking about maybe doing a build where I use Sabotage and Tactical Scan and just skip Marksman, but that would be just totally counterproductive since he's the Quarian Marksman. And Tactical Scan does have some type of synergy. It does actually have synergy with Marksman, which is kind of good, I guess, because obviously Marksman is a buff and Tactical Scan is a debuff, so there is synergy there. But I still don't really like it because I don't like playing someone that doesn't have some type of stun move. Like, all the best characters in this game, in my opinion, are ones that can stun enemies. And the ones that can't are just, well, they're just a little bit harder to use. So, and especially since I haven't been playing this game and my aim is kind of like real sloppy. And you're going to have to take mercy on me for that because my aim is going to be kind of sloppy this game. But, I mean, I don't know. The DPS on this build with Marksman and Service Harrier is absolutely insane. I mean, you will drop bosses so quick. You'll drop enemies super quick. And that's always dope. The problem, though, is that if you're going to use the Harrier... I mean, look, right there. That's crazy. One thing I did not know, guys, and I was actually really surprised by this. I never thought that the Service Harrier had any type of recoil or kick. I guess I never really messed with the Turian Soldier and the Service Harrier with Marksman. I never really messed with that before, so I actually never knew that with I guess with Marksman, because of the fire rate being so high, you do get kicked with the Harrier, and it's actually it can be very annoying at times. So you might want to consider using stability of some sort, maybe the equipment or maybe even the mod. So it's really up to you what you want to do, but there will be kick with the Harrier. But the Harrier is probably by far the best gun to put on him, just for the overall insane DPS that you can cause. But yeah, it's just a real goddamn shame, in my opinion, that you're not able to use sabotage with this build. I mean, tactical scan, I've never been a fan of it, just because like I only use it in situations like this with bosses, and obviously you can get headshots on Banshees now, and with all his headshot damage you will mow them down very quickly. But I just, like I said, my aim is real rusty, and I just don't even feel like trying to fight the recoil of Marksman and the Service Harrier versus Banshees trying to shoot him in the head. So I just kind of aim for the titty and hope that they die. So, but I don't know. Like, you can, if you have a gun that can headshot and you can headshot primes and Banshees, you will wreck them real quick because of all his bonus headshot damage that he gets. Probably the best thing about him is the bonus headshot damage. But anyway, like I was saying, I don't like the synergy on this guy, and I'm so just shocked at the fact that BioWare. Now you got to remember, this is like about a week old, maybe almost, yeah, about a week and a half old. So this guy's been out for a minute now, and they still haven't yet to fix him. And I don't even know if they can, but they messed up with his fitness. I mean, it's crazy to me. Like, how do you fuck that up? What they did, if you don't know, is that the Quarian males are supposed to have like a total, I think, of 1,050 shields when you max out fitness, and this guy does not. And unless they can't actually fix the base, they would have to try to fix the base shields, which I don't think they can do without a patch. So that is definitely a problem. Now, one thing they could do, though, if they wanted to fix it, I'm surprised they did not do this, is just give him bigger buffs for his fitness, just like they did with the Batarians and Krogans and all that kind of stuff. If you do that, then yeah, it should be pumped up to a normal amount. Maybe let him have some extra health, and let him have some extra shields. I mean, he's a soldier, so you can imagine that would be something that could happen. Anyway, though, like I said, with the Harrier, this is a pretty effective build. It can work well, but one of my problems with him is that if I'm going to use him for a tactical scan marksman kind of thing with the Service Harrier, technically I could use the Turian soldier and do the same thing. Proxy mine is a good debuff power, it's 20%, but tactical scan will have a 50% debuff on enemies for weapons, so that is better, believe me. Especially for bosses, and you also get the headshot damage, which is also very effective for bosses. But the thing that Proxy Mine does that I like is that because of the big radius of it, you're able to hit multiple enemies, like let's say 4 or 5 enemies at a time on spawn, and by doing that, you're debuffing every one of them. And on top of it, you're actually able to not only just debuff I can't talk right now, debuff multiple enemies, but you're actually able to help your teammates with that as well. Now, tactical scan is obviously it's effective for everyone. Everyone gets the tactical scan if they want to shoot the boss. That's fine. But and they also will know that this boss is debuffed. Let me shoot it, which is another good thing. But in general, though, like Proxy Mine is just, in my opinion, better, because if you're able to just someone's with you or following you or something, and you're debuffing them with Proxy Mine, yeah, everyone who's shooting at the enemies will get the 20% debuff on the enemies and be able to kill them quicker. So that's one of my biggest problems with him. I just personally feel that if I was going to use a marksman kind of build, I would probably just use the Turian. Now, one of the perks to the Quarian is that he can dodge where the Turian can't, but the Turian is actually more beefy than him. So it kind of just goes back and forth. It really just depends on what you would want to use. But like I said, I don't know. Turian soldier, I think, is maybe a little bit better because of his recoil reduction, and he does get about, I think, the same amount of weapons damage passive and all that kind of good stuff. So it's really just whatever. If you want to try a build like that, go for it. It is effective. Service Harrier, Turian soldier, marksman, proxy mine, and you will definitely wreck face with that. So anyway, alright, so let me go ahead and talk now a little bit about the Service Harrier on this build. Okay, now the first thing, like I said earlier, which was so surprising to me, was the fact that this gun actually has recoil, which I did not actually know that. Look at it right there. I mean, that's crazy. Like, you just have this random ass recoil that is really bad at times, and it can kind of screw you when you're trying to aim. And since you have no stun move, you're actually gonna have to be able to be careful and take your time and make sure that you're gonna be hitting the enemies, because you're not gonna be able to stun them. So, and killing enemies like phantoms and nemesis and such, that is a pain for sure, because you're not able to do something to take their shields off right away or to stun them, and it is kind of a nightmare. Anyway, though, another thing as well is that this gun, the Cerberus Harrier, is so crap for ammo, as you may know. I think everybody knows that the Cerberus Harrier has like no fucking ammo, and if you can't tell this game, it's ridiculous. You run out of ammo so fast. You're able to just like clear a clip in seconds. And not only that, you're able to just use up all your reserve ammo so freaking quick that it can drive you crazy at times. I mean, you're just shooting a couple enemies and you're going to have to constantly run to a box. So this on Platinum would not be a good idea at all. At freaking all. Because you just would not have the ammo to support it. Unless you want to camp right next to an ammo box, which is kind of what you need to do on really any difficulty. You need to kind of always stay close to an ammo box so that you can constantly keep refilling your ammo, and you don't have to use up all your thermal clips right away, because you will use up all your thermal clips as you play with this guy. It's just gonna happen. But so that's just the way this shit works. Honestly, you gotta always keep that in mind about the overall ammo and how ridiculous it can be at times. I mean, it is a bitch. Like I said, tactical scan is pretty good. It does have decent synergy with this build because of the quick recharge. You're able to scan, and pretty much by the time the animation's over, you're able to marksman. So that is kind of dope, but at the same time, like I said, I personally feel that proxy mine is the better power for debuffing slash stunning slash just dealing some extra damage to the enemies. So that's just how I personally feel. But it's really, like I said, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to like really enjoy the marksman. And you could potentially put sabotage on this build. I don't know if it would work well with marksman. I never tried that, what I told you, sabotage and tactical scan. But it could potentially work pretty well, because that would be kind of interesting too, to be quite honest. Because sabotage is a pretty decent power, and tactical scan is a pretty decent debuff. So, I mean, but like I said, for this gameplay, I definitely was going to go for marksman because it's the Quarian Marksman, and it makes the most sense. So, alright, right here, I'm just going to start dealing with the spawn, and, you know, like I said, like, right, if you look, as I aim with this guy, I don't play very aggressive with him, to be quite honest, and that's very rare for me, and actually do a melee right here, because I have to, at times, have some type of stun ability so that I could stop these fuckers from moving. Otherwise, it just is a pain, and on top of it, like right here, I want to get this fucking ammo box, but I'm going to actually just rock it so I can get some ammo. Because that can happen, where you just get screwed. You can't get to the ammo box, you have no ammo, you don't want to use your thermal clips because you want to save them just in case you really need them. And it just goes back and forth with that. So, I mean, it is kind of a bitch. But, like I said, he can be decent. It just really depends. If you want to use him, go for it. But I personally, like I said, I would probably just use a Turian soldier. I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I am disappointed with a lot of these retaliation characters. They are not what I expected. You know, I was disappointed with the Turian Saboteur. I thought he was going to be really good. And his recharge speed on Sabotage, I didn't really know about that. And I didn't really know the way that Sabotage actually does tech burst. That was a big bummer. So I was definitely disappointed in him. The Quarian Infiltrator, I mean, not Quarian Infiltrator, the Asari Infiltrator is pretty good, I guess. I do like the Valkyrie, I do like the Ghost. The Ghost, someone asked me, and I never answered it, but I will answer it for you guys. I'm sure I get this question all the time. What is my favorite character in this game, as of right now? Well, to be quite honest, if I was going to pick any of the retaliation ones, I would definitely say the Ghost. I mean, the Ghost was definitely the one that came out that was so good. I mean, just like a 10 out of 10 kind of good. So the Ghost was definitely in that category. I also really enjoy the Geth Trooper build, like the tank version. That was amazing. That thing is a fucking beast. And the Valkyrie is a beast, and I really like the Valkyrie. So those are the three that I really enjoy. And then the fourth one would be the Batarian Brawler. Is a lot of fun and can be almost as good as a Krogan Vanguard. I mean, and he has some different perks to him that makes him kind of at times better than a Krogan Vanguard. Because with the blade armor, that just makes the most sense for, you know, getting in close range, fighting enemies and meleeing them, and using like something like the Reeker Carbine. Because as a Krogan Vanguard, if you play as him, you probably know that you get meleeed a lot by primes and different enemies. They will melee you because you're charging in and you're kind of the beefy tank, and they're going to melee you. But with blade armor, when they do, you punish them for that, and you stun them because of that. So it is pretty good. But Drell Infiltrator, I mean, I'm assuming that he will be good. I hope, you know, that he turns out to be good, but at this point, I really just do not know because of like a lot of these different retaliation characters that have. I thought they were going to be extremely good, but then when I played them, I just didn't like them as much. I mean, opinions are different, so you may disagree with me, and that's totally okay. But I mean, I hate to be such a negative Nancy about this kind of stuff. But I know I have been, but I think it's a combination of me being extremely bored of this game and not really. Every time I play it, I just feel like it's a chore almost. But I do it because I want to make you guys happy. But at the same time, like I said, I just feel like it's a chore, and because when I get on and I play, I'm like forced to play with the retaliation characters to get gameplays and. You know, and show you builds and stuff for this kind of stuff. I don't actually get to just get on and play some Geth Infiltrator or some Turian Ghost. Because, like, if I play Turian Ghost, I'll have a lot of fun, and I will enjoy it. But if I play, like, something like this, it just kind of pisses me off. Because I tried a couple different guns on him, and then I finally copped out and went for the Marksman. Not the Marksman, I mean, I finally copped out and went for the Harrier. I didn't want to do the Harrier. I was trying to Talon, and that worked pretty well. But overall, I mean, I still don't know. What else did I try? I actually tried a sniper rifle. I thought that would work well. That didn't really work well. I also, as well, I might try to. I don't think I tried the Saber, but the Saber would be kind of cool. Like I said, there's a lot of different things you could do. The Saber would be also, like I said, pretty good because of all the headshot damage. But it really just depends, and I don't really like the Saber with Marksman. I just think it fires way too quick. I think that gun is more of a precision kind of gun, so it doesn't need to be firing like a semi-automatic sniper rifle kind of thing. But like I said, I tried some guns, and the Harrier I felt that was probably the best overall, just because of the insane amount of DPS that you do acquire when you use it. So. But I mean, I don't know. I'm really hoping that the Vola's Vanguard will be extremely effective. I think he will be. So I am definitely hoping for that. And I am also hoping that none of the new ones that come out will have any type of glitches or problems like the Marksman had, like the Huntress had, like the Fortune Engineer had. There was a lot of just like I wouldn't even call them glitches, more or less mistakes, just things that they forgot to do. And it's crazy to me that they do that kind of stuff, but they have now done that multiple times. So I don't know. I just think that it was kind of a bad idea what they did with releasing the retaliations one every week, because I think that's where those problems come from. If they would have just like created them all at once, then I think that they might have not had as many issues, because they probably would have worked on it real hard and made sure that they had them already, and programmed properly, where, you know, they don't have that. Right there was a mistake. But yeah, I don't know if they programmed them properly or what, but there was definitely some mistakes that were definitely caused by this DLC. So I don't know. That and I kind of hope they come out with another DLC for this game. I kind of doubt it though, because obviously the way that they did the Retaliation DLC for multiplayer, I think to me at least, it screams that it's going to be the last DLC because of the way that they did it. But I don't really know. Right here, I'm gonna get grabbed, which sucks because I didn't die this entire game, and I finally, or at wave 10, I got grabbed. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, like just the way that they did this DLC, it screams to me that this will potentially be the last one. I hope it's not, but it may as well be, so you just don't know exactly. But I mean, I just think that if they do come out with another DLC, I don't know if that's really going to help much. The main problem with this game is that it does get repetitive, and when you play it for hundreds and hundreds of hours, and then you finally start playing other games like Halo, you know, it just, this game feels so repetitive. And like another problem with this game as well is that when you have games that come out like Call of Duty and Halo and all these other great games multiplayer wise, you're gonna lose a lot of people. Like a lot of the audience that played this game have probably switched over and started playing a little Call of Duty, and they were always willing to come back and play a little bit of this here and there. But I mean, I don't know. It's tough to just like want to exclusively play Mass Effect. It's just something that you don't want to do. And like I said, I hate being a negative Nancy about this kind of stuff, but it is kind of like what I am. Like, it is kind of like my job to do that. Is I kind of need to review these guys, and unless you guys want to hear me lie and say the Quarian Marksman is the greatest ever, and he is better than the Turian, better than everyone. He's so broken, hands down, OP, nerf him now. Unless you want to hear me say things like that, then I can't do that because I just don't feel that way. I have to, you know, I'm a real honest guy, so I have to constantly be honest with you. Otherwise, I feel like I'm cheating you if I say, "Oh, this is so good," and it's really not. And then you go try it, and you're like, "This sucks. What is he talking about?" But yeah, that's just how it goes. But anyway, guys, as you can tell, this game is wrapping up. We're just gonna be like kind of holding down the LZ. It's so easy to hold down on Giant. And trying to get all these brutes and banshees out of our like little area and deal with them and everything. But anyway, guys, I really hope you have enjoyed this. Please like this video for me, and like always, have a nice day.